Dink, Josh, and Ruth Rose stood on Uncle Warren's balcony. 9 floors below, the cars, buses, and taxis of New York City zoomed by. As dusk turned to night, the city's lights began to blink on. People were strolling to restaurants and theaters. Dink's uncle stepped onto the balcony.
"That's a pretty sight, isn't it?"
he said.
"It's great,"
Dink said.
"I feel like an eagle up here." "Thanks for inviting us for the weekend,"
Josh told him.
"You are entirely welcome, my boy,"
Uncle Warren said.
"And thanks for inviting us to your block party,"
Ruth Rose said.
"I've never been to one before."
Josh let out a chuckle.
"My little brothers have block parties all the time," he said. "They bring their blocks out to the sandbox and throw them at each other."
Uncle Warren laughed.
"In New York City, we often have parties where everyone on the block is invited," he explained. "Tonight we plan to raise money for the Central Park Zoo." "Why does the zoo need money?"
asked Ruth Rose.
"Some of the animals need more space,"
Uncle Warren said.
"Can they make all that money from one party?"
Josh asked, gazing down at the street.
"Tonight is just the beginning,"
Uncle Warren said.
"The zoo will be raising money for at least a year."
He looked at his watch.
"We'd better get going. But first, I want to show you something."
The kids followed Dink's uncle through the living room to a small study at the back of the apartment. The room held a desk, a chair, and tall shelves crammed with books. On the desk lay a painting of a rowboat floating on a pond.
"Do you like it?"
Uncle Warren asked.
"It's pretty,"
Ruth Rose said.
"I like the flowers on the water." "Those are lily pads,"
Uncle Warren said.
"This was painted a long time ago by a man named Claude Monet. It's very valuable." "Is the painting yours?"
Dink asked.
"I wish it were, Donnie," his uncle said. "My friend Forrest Evans just bought it, vacationing in France. He shipped it to me for safekeeping. He'll collect this beauty when he returns to New York in a couple of days."
Uncle Warren looked at his watch.
"It's time to go downstairs,"
he said.
"Help me shut off a few lights."
The kids walked around switching off lights.
"Leave the one over the kitchen table on,"
Dink's uncle called. In the kitchen, a hanging light shone down on a wooden bowl filled with oranges. Dink was tempted to take one, but decided to wait till later. They left the apartment, and Uncle Warren locked the door. Then they crossed the hall and crowded into the small elevator. Dink pushed the button that said, "Lobby."
"What happens to all the cars when you have a block party?"
Josh asked as they rode down.
"The police seal off the street," Uncle Warren explained. "You'll see."
A minute later, they left the elevator, crossed the lobby, and walked to the front door. "Hello, kids," said Roger, the doorman. He looked like royalty in his crisp uniform and pointy mustache. "The block party sure has drawn a lot of people."
"Are you going?"
Ruth Rose asked him. He shook his head. "Afraid not, Missy. I have to stay at the door, but I'll be able to see a lot from here. Have fun. I hear there'll be lots of good stuff to eat."
"Awesome,"
Josh said, rubbing his belly.
"Still hungry, Josh?" Uncle Warren asked. "Didn't I feed you enough?"
Josh grinned.
"That was 2 hours ago." "Josh is like a baby wolf,"
Ruth Rose said.
"He needs to eat 10 times a day."
The kids and Uncle Warren walked outside. It was a warm night in June, and the street was crowded. Music, voices, and food smells filled the air.
"This is so cool, Uncle Warren,"
Dink said.
"We're standing right where cars and buses usually drive." "Yes," Uncle Warren said, "and tomorrow morning they'll be back." "Evening, Mr. Duncan,"
a woman behind them said. She was stooped and had a lined face and wild orange hair.
"Hello, Miss Booker," Uncle Warren said. "You haven't met my nephew Donnie and his friends, have you? Kids, Miss Booker is the building manager."
The kids each said hello and shook Miss Booker's hand. She was wearing a raincoat, even though the sky was clear.
"A pleasure,"
the woman said.
"Enjoy the party."
She turned around and entered the building. Through the glass door, Dink saw her talk to Roger. After a minute, she walked toward the elevator.
"What does a building manager do?"
Josh asked.
"Many things,"
Uncle Warren said.
"She fixes leaky faucets, calls electricians, and makes sure the building is kept clean. She'll even deliver packages to my door, so Roger doesn't have to leave his station." "Does she live here, like you?"
Ruth Rose asked. Uncle Warren nodded.
"Miss Booker has a small apartment in the basement," he said.
Suddenly, Josh stopped dead in his tracks.
"You guys aren't going to believe this,"
he said.
"but I just saw a flying watermelon."